Ever since I was a kid, I didn't understand why, even after being very nice and trying so hard to be on people's good sides, I'd still end up feeling broken or feeling fake to myself. It troubled me for years, and it's only recently that I've started to understand why being the nice guy was ruining my life. And being Mr. Nice Guy is one of those things that if you don't understand how bad it is for you, it will end up making you feel lonelier and more broken than you may be feeling right now. So that's why I'm making this video, so you understand why being the nice guy is a bad thing, some common behaviors, and how to stop letting these behaviors ruin your life. When I was in school, I tried so hard to be the nice guy to make friends, and actually this was a habit that carried on into adulthood. I would always say yes. I would always be laughing along to everyone's jokes and trying hard to fit into different social circles and just try and make some friends along the way. So I was trying to be the nice guy, and I've actually learned and understood myself why we act this way. As human beings, we have a natural tendency to want to be social and have friends, and that feeling of loneliness is a universal feeling that can make you feel bad if you don't have a social circle. But I've been reading a book lately called Not Nice, and in it, there's a really interesting idea that the reason we have these Mr. Nice Guy behaviors is because it comes from a fear of rejection. Think about it. What does it lead you to do? Well, it leads you to people please, avoid any sort of conflict, and actually hide parts of your true self. When I think about it now, back in those days in school, I did used to kind of hide parts of my authentic self. I didn't try and step on people's toes and make them uncomfortable. And I was just very quiet and easygoing. This actually falls into some of the common behaviors, right? You avoid trying to make anyone dislike you. You avoid getting angry and you avoid trying to make another person get angry. Now, of course, when you're with some of your closer friends, you have that banter. You can like chill and just say a lot of things in front of them. But especially when you're in a circle with newer people, you try really hard to just be this very, very quiet person who's just like nodding along to everything and just laughing along and just almost blending in like you're in Assassin's Creed, bro, trying to blend into the crowd. But that doesn't work at all, because then those people who maybe accept you, they won't really get to see the real you. And when you bring out the real parts of yourself, then they'll back off and they won't want to be your friend anymore. It's a very, very difficult situation to be in. And I find that we don't really talk about this a lot because we're trying to make friends as much as possible. It gets to the point where you don't really know how to act in front of others. Now that we know why we're being too nice, there's actually another really common behavior that actually is a damaging one when it comes to being Mr. Nice Guy. And this is the behavior of literally apologizing way too much. For example, like when I'm at the gym and someone's trying to get past me, I'm like, oh, sorry, yeah, come through. Or when I've just finished with a piece of equipment, but I'm still there, I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, use it, use it. You can always catch me apologizing if I'm in someone's way or if I'm interrupting them. It comes from wanting to be respectful. And I should put in an important point here that you should apologize when you're actually wrong. There's no need to be a waste man, because if you're wrong genuinely and you don't apologize, you honestly come off like a prick. But over apologizing does make you look weak, it does shrink your presence. And I can relate to this because when I do apologize too much, I actually start looking down and I start stepping away. It makes you shrink up into a ball. And it's very, very uncomfortable socially. You got to start treating yourself with respect. Catch yourself doing that behavior, compose yourself, and slow down the apologies. Take a moment to think, do I really need to apologize here? Have I done something very, very bad? If not, just keep it moving. There's an even bigger behavior that is really killing you as the nice guy, not setting any boundaries and being a pushover. And again, this comes from that people-pleasing mindset. You don't want to get on anybody's bad side. But here's what I've learned. You've got to start taking responsibility for how you allow others to treat you. Having that awareness of that behavior and then changing the behavior by setting firm boundaries. You've got to literally practice being assertive everywhere in all situations because it gives you confidence. And then the real phrasing question is, what do I think is right? And then act on it. Do not use this as a chance to feed your ego, but just Use it as a chance to critically think about the situation and say, do I need to set some boundaries here? Is this right for me to just keep acting this way? And if it isn't, then act on it. And I've had to do this with people in the past, and it's never been easy, but often the hardest things in life are never ever easy. And being honest with yourself gives you that power, a clearer mindset, and it just gives you a bit more integrity when you stand by your own word. That is a breakdown of the nice guy behaviors, why it's so bad, and how you can start overcoming it today. But if you want to learn how to become a better speaker and actually start communicating your points better to become a more confident person, then you're going to need to watch this video over here. See you there.